What's up, y'all? This is Trill 3L's $1 Trillion Men. Finally getting into this Daylyt versus Mickey Factz battle. I'm about to give y'all an honest, real breakdown of what happened in this battle and how everyone's blowing the results of this battle out of proportion. So I want to say, everybody that was judging this battle, they didn't judge the battle that they actually sat down and watched. Like the battle that they actually seen, that wasn't the battle that they judged. They they judging they judging the expectations of someone, right? And judging someone who we don't know what to expect from, not the battle that they seen. Also, I want to say I'm a fan of Daylyt, but I can clearly recognize that he lost his battle. Like, there's no denying that. So getting into this recap, I'm not saying he won at all. Like, I wouldn't be an honest battle rap fan if I wasn't able to see that he clearly lost. I just think a lot of a lot of the results were blown out of proportion. Now, getting into the first round. The first round, when Mickey Factz goes, Mickey Factz has a good performance. He has bars, good crowd reaction. Like, his performance was the perfect way to open up a battle. You know what I'm saying? That's the perfect way to start off a battle. That way, like, okay, this guy's nice. He did his thing. You know what I'm saying? So we got to see what Daylyt's going to come with. You know what I'm saying? If he can match what Mickey Factz did. Um, with that being said, also, before I actually got to see this battle, I've seen all the recaps because when the live stream was going on, as I was watching the other battles, I was giving my recaps, and my live stream started to mess up with my YouTube live stream, so it was taking me a while to get back to the battles and all that. So this is one of the battles that I wanted to see of the night, but I actually missed. So I got to see all the recaps before I watched the battle. So as I'm watching the battle, even though I thought Mickey Factz was nice, got good crowd reaction, all that, and had dope lines, some of his lines, however, it's like some of the ways he delivered it and some parts of his performance, I actually had to laugh at because I'm like, okay, yeah, he's dope, but he's not that dope. You know what I'm saying? Where we need to be hyping him up that much. He's just nice. You know what I'm saying? He's alright. Like, he had a solid performance, and some of the parts I was laughing at, like, I actually was like laughing, like, yo, like, this is what they are hyping up. And then so like I said again, first round he had a good performance. Like, he opened it up good, but it wasn't. I was laughing because even though it was good, I expected so much more. You feel what I'm saying? I expected him to be like the best performance of the night. You know what I'm saying? The best battle rapper ever. That's how everybody was making it seem. And so getting into Daylyt's first round was solid, and I'm about to explain to y'all, like, really let y'all know like how solid it was and why it was solid. Like, Daylyt's first round was solid, but this was his only solid round of the night. Um, Now, to explain this better, I have to explain to y'all crowd reactions. There's two different type of crowd reactions that you're going to get from two different type of battle rappers. Mickey Factz, he got good crowd reaction. The type of crowd reactions that he was getting is like hype crowd reactions, the crowd going crazy. Those are the type of crowd reactions that you're going to get from like a Briz Rawstein, a rapper like New Jersey Twerk, somebody like Ill Will, like just from rappers, hype rappers. You feel what I'm saying? Now, the type of reactions that Daylyt was getting is somebody like, if you're listening to Loaded Lux, there's not going to be too many hype reactions because you're listening to Lux. You're just listening to him. There's going to be a lot of like deep listening is like, that was dope. You get what I'm saying? Okay, I hear you. In Daylight's first round, it was a lot of that. Like, when Daylyt was rapping, it was quiet. And not quiet because they wasn't feeling what he was saying. It was quiet because they were listening. You know, when you listen to Daylyt, you have to key into what he was saying because you will miss something. And you're just like, yo, what he's saying was deep. And if you watch the crowd, they just listening like, you're like, let's go, Day. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Woo! Like, it was a lot of that. It was no hype crowd reaction. It was just like, yo, they was just sitting back listening to what he was saying. Like, yo, this dude is nice. He's spitting. You get what I'm saying? That was the first round. So we can't act like Daylyt didn't come with it. I don't know how nobody's seen that. There's two different types of crowd reactions. Just because someone is a hype doesn't mean they wasn't feeling your stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like when you listening to like music, when you listen to Migos and stuff like that, like music like that, you're going to be hyped. When you listen to Jay-Z, ain't going to be a lot of hype. There's not going to be a lot of hype. You're just going to be listening to what he's saying. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you really had to listen to Daylyt. And that's everything the crowd was doing. It was a lot of people cheering Daylyt on. Like, yo, let's go, Day. A lot of claps. You get what I'm saying? Like, people clapping. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear anybody clap in a round. You hear them getting hype. You don't hear them clap like they at a poetry night or something like that. You feel what I'm saying? So that's first round. Second round, Mickey Factz has good performance. Like, all of Mickey Factz rounds are pretty much solid. First round, second round, third round, solid rounds. Like I said, throughout all his rounds, I had moments where I laughed because I like, yo, that wasn't dope. He had a bar where he was like, you took a picture with Drake for social media. I actually had a song with him. Like, okay, the crowd went crazy for that. I was like, yo, that wasn't really dope. Okay, you got a song with Drake. So what? I never heard that song with Drake. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody who was watching this battle even knew you had a song with Drake. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So like, what does it matter? You got a song with him. Nobody heard it. But the loss was because of Daylyt. Daylyt second round. All right, second round, Daylyt was fooling around. Obviously, he was fooling around. If you watch Daylyt, you can't sit and say he wasn't fooling around. Now, this is where I'm saying I lose my respect for Daylyt, because it's like, why are you going into this battle playing like that? You know what I'm saying? Your first round was dope. Second round, I don't know what Daylyt was talking about. Like, he was saying, like, first round, I felt like he was saying like some of his stuff was stretches, but I got it and it made sense. Second round, I'm like, yo, what you're saying, you making some stretches. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to key into what you're saying. I don't get it. It was corny, you know what I'm saying? Third round, he lost clearly because he gave up. You feel what I'm saying? So it was a mixture of his second round, like just playing around, and then he just quit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Mickey Factz didn't win because he was good. I feel like Mickey Factz lost. Mickey Factz won because of the poor performance that Daylyt gave. Like, everybody's hyping up Mickey Factz, but not for the right reasons. Like, we're gonna give a Jordan comparison, right? Okay, we like Jordan. We say Jordan's the GOAT because of how good he is, right? But that's not the only reason. We say he's the GOAT because of how good his opponents were. Like, if his opponents weren't that good, we'll be able to recognize that he was dope. Like, when we say Wilt Chamberlain was scoring 100 points, right? We say Wilt Chamberlain is good, but it's also the argument Wilt Chamberlain wasn't that dope because of the people that he was going against. It's easy for him to just lay up and score 100 points over the people that he was playing ball against. You feel what I'm saying? That's why Jordan was dope, because Jordan was good, but he had good opponents. Now, when Jordan was going up against Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, the Detroit Piston bad boys, like, you know what I'm saying? Jordan was able to be good, like, when he was coming in the game and the Pistons was knocking his ass on the ground, you know what I'm saying? And he would just get back up and persevere, you feel what I'm saying? It wasn't just the Pistons. Like, every game, everybody in Jordan's era was getting knocked down from every team. Like it was a battle. You know what I'm saying? That's what made Jordan good, because he had other opponents that he had to be a step above. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't like nowadays where we got some ball players now that they're good, but like who's really their competition? That's what it was for Mickey Factz. Mickey Factz was good, but we can't really judge how good he is until we see him up against somebody. You know what I'm saying? So if Daylyt's not going to give his all, we can't credit Mickey Factz like he's just that dope if Daylyt didn't give his all. Whether Daylyt really um, um, flopped on purpose, or where Daylyt tried to give it his all and he just was corny. It doesn't matter. Let's say Daylyt really gave it his all and he just wasn't a good performance. He just sucked. You feel what I'm saying? Then we still can't give Mickey Factz like all that hype. We have to see Mickey Factz versus somebody who's going to give him that work. Like I would rather see him versus Big K. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Big K would have done a better job against Mickey Factz. I would have, if Big K versus Mickey Factz, I think Big K would come away with that win. You know what I'm saying? Even Big K versus Hollow the Don. Hollow the Don is gonna come away with that win. You feel what I'm saying? Going back to that also is like what's the name? Hollow the Don when he went against Joe Budden. We expected so much more from Hollow the Don, and then he performed at a low level. And then Joe Budden, we don't expect nothing from Joe Budden. That's why when I was listening to Joe Budden's, when he like some other lines that were mediocre, I actually thought was dope because I didn't expect that from him. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't really that dope. It's just that it seems doper than what it is because you didn't expect that much. Like how many battles have you seen from Mickey Factz? Okay, Mickey Factz, I've seen battles, researched him. He has battles that like a few years ago, like he's been on the scene, but even like hardcore battle rap fans don't really watch Mickey Factz battles like that. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of people in the crowd or people that was watching it, this is the first time we seen Mickey Factz. So for him to perform like that and do his thing like that, because he did do his thing, but it's just overreaction to me. That's just how I feel about it. Like Daylyt didn't get booed until the last round, and it was booing him because okay, he doing something, he acting like a clown. You feel what I'm saying? He gonna quit in the battle when they want to see more from him. You feel what I'm saying? But we also have to get into that too. Why do you think this is not another antic from Daylyt? Huh? Like a few years ago, Daylyt got his name off of antics. You feel what I'm saying? Of course, he had bars. We knew he had like one of the major pens in the game, but he got his fame from antics. And then like last year, or not last year, but like a little while before that, he stopped doing as much antics. And if he did do an antic, it wasn't as bizarre. So if he's not doing antics, he have to do something else to keep his name relevant. And what are we doing? We're talking about this battle. Whether he lost or not, we're talking about him. He lost and we're still talking about the battle. We're talking about this more than Disaster versus Hollow the Don and Disaster saying nigga in his raps. You feel what I'm saying? In his round. We're talking about this more than what Disaster just did. When we should be talking about Disaster more. We should be talking about Pat Stay versus Big K. We should be talking about DNA versus Gems. DNA versus Gems was a good battle. This is the to me this was the best I seen DNA in a minute. I still got to get my recap on that, and this was the best I seen Gems ever seen. Gems, you feel what I'm saying? Like I'm not a fan of Gems at all, but this battle made me a fan of Gems. I want to see Gems in the future. So this is just a little bit of what we're not talking about. Like, come on, man. I know people, y'all gonna get on me in the comments talking about, oh, you just a fan of Daylyt, you're biased. Nah, man. He clearly lost and all that, but we have to see that this is an antic. Like you can't you know Daylyt. Like we all know Daylyt. We all know what Daylyt does. Daylyt is the person, I forgot what league it was, in the first round, in the middle of him rapping, like his very first few bars, he's like, I'm about to walk out, and he just walked out, didn't come back. You get what I'm saying? one battle, I think it was iBattle TV. He walked out and he came back or whatever. But this battle that I'm talking about, he just walked out first round, first few bars, didn't come back. He does stuff like that. So you can't watch his first round with the breakdown that I gave y'all and think his second round and third round shouldn't at least be a little bit better than what it was. You feel what I'm saying? He got 3 though, obviously. But man, with that said, let me know how y'all feel about it. I might have to do a part 2 on this, man, because I already feel like it's so much more to be talked about. Like he's talking about he wants to retire. Like I don't think he's going to retire again. It's an antic, just like Disaster said he was going to retire after he battled Patch Day. I forgot who he was going to battle. He battled for the title. He said he was going to he was going to retire. Aver's been talking about retiring for a while. Like the only person I think that's honestly going to retire and actually stay retired is Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Because he let us know, yo, this is my last battle on Smack. This is my last battle on King of the Dot. Like he's building up to it. You feel what I'm saying? He's not just after a battle I lost, so I'm in my feelings. I'm going to quit. I'm done with battle rap. Like, no, battle rap is part of your lifestyle. You feel what I'm saying? Arsenal, I feel like he knows he's losing it. He's not as hot as it used to be. So let me just quit while I'm on top. Daylyt still has more in him. Disaster still has more in him. Even though I don't think he's nice like that. I used to be a fan of Disaster. But he just got but I still understand, and he understands that people like him and he's entertaining. Like he's still gonna bring out a crowd. You feel what I'm saying? So why quit now? Same with Daylyt. Daylyt is entertaining. He's not gonna quit. But with that said, again, let me know how y'all feel about it. Comment, rate. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Trill 3Ls, $1 Trillion Men. Peace.